Hi, welcome to my video. I'm Jennifer Roberts. You'll catch me on my YouTube channel, True Divine 44. You can catch me on my Facebook page, True Divine, and also The True Divine for both Instagram and Twitter. Like, shares, subscribes, follows are greatly appreciated, but most of all, I love the comments. Love to see where you're at in your journey and how these readings may be helping you, and just to say hello. So comments are awesome. Thank you to everybody who does that thus far. You're my family. I love you all and I appreciate you all greatly. So this is a daily invitation for the energies of the day of the 21st of July 2020. Interesting day. In the first card being the Magician. So we've got the Major Arcana, but it's clarified by another Major Arcana, the Moon. And so looking at the wider stage, looking at even the smaller stage of the people around you, the environments around you, be wary at the minute of spell work that is going on, of illusions that are being created. Things that would have you attach yourself and attach your identity to that spell work, to make you identify, instead of just knowing who you are and knowing what you stand for and knowing you have your own manifestation powers. The Magician coupled with the Moon speaks to me of hidden agendas and spell work that would wish to hook people into their narrative, their agenda, for their greater good, whether that's on the wider stage or the smaller stage of the environment and people around you. Be wary of things that cause a reactionary state of mind. Be wary of things that try and lock you into a certain identity, to make you want to fight for that identity, to make you want to, pick a side, so to speak. There's a lot of this spell work going on right now. There's a lot of this, these hidden agendas going on under the moonlight, under the dark moon. And so be wary of things that you feel like you are obliged to attach to, or you have that reactionary feeling of either fear or defense of something. You just know thyself within that. Also take it within yourself as that you are the Magician. You have been through so many experiences in life that have given you many tools on your magicianary table for you to be able to manifest and create your own magic in your own life, for your own self and for your own good, and therefore the collective's good. Speaking of the moonlight, in harnessing the moon in a more positive way of feeling that connection to the flow, to the divine feminine, coupling that with the divine masculine in the Magician is very powerful. Look at the moon cycles, look at what maybe you should be doing, to let go of things at the right time within that cycle, and to harness things that you want or you want to achieve or create in the right cycle. Also, be connected to the all. Do your research to be more connected to the all and know more about the all. Just as the moon is said to drive the waves in and out of shore, it's that flow, it's that movement. So there is a draw to the moon, there is a pull to the moon. The Magician is knowing his craft. He has confidence in his magic. And we need to have as much confidence in the potential of our own individual magic and what we can do with it, to match up and even surpass the magicians that are behind the scenes, that nobody ever gets to see, that are casting these spells that would create division, that would create people being very fixed in their identities, people being very ready to defend and react, which of course can be corrupted and can be infiltrated. So for you to know yourself and know the capacity of the magic within you and the connection to the all, that divine feminine energy of the moon, the mystery, the intuition of the moon, rather than the hidden agendas that can be harnessed by harnessing the moon. So what is meant for bad can be turned for good through your own magicianary skills. The second card being the Knight of Cups. And so that's coupled with the Nine of Cups. So it's asking you to, especially in Cancer season, to follow your love, follow your passion. What brings you that abundance, that satisfaction emotionally, whether it is a person that you wish to be with, whether it is a passion that you wish to fulfill, or just falling in love with yourself and going on a path, on a journey, on an experience that helps you have that satisfaction and that abundance in your emotional well-being, in your emotional health. The Knight of Cups is of a kind nature. But speaking of the Magician, as we just have before, with coupled with the Moon, on the collective stage, on the wider stage, there is a lot of hidden agendas to make people feel attached to their emotions, make people feel like they are their emotions, that their emotions control them rather than the other way around. When you can see quite clearly this knight is very much in control. He's controlling a horse, he's moving along peacefully, he's making progress, and he's holding a cup that is full of everything that he needs to take him to the next stage in his experience. He's not spilling any of it, he's confidently in control of his emotions. He has that self-control, and within that is the wisdom to know that regardless of the agendas going around, he's not going to attach his emotions, if it's in his rightful place within you, to something that is man-made and a part of a hidden agenda that is deliberately trying to draw you in and get you hooked in with your emotions, to have whatever agenda it might be. If you look at the protests, and I know I keep bringing it up, but it's the same sort of narrative that's going on in the background, in that the protests, people had a reactionary state to what, come on, if we're being real, and if there's no better time to be speaking our minds and speaking it real, whether people agree with us or not, putting it out there of our perspectives. Again, not getting triggered. What seems to be a very staged event. Whether it was real or not real, it was a very staged event, in that you look around the world and at the same time there were officers doing exactly that exact same knee all over the world and putting it through their propaganda machines. So whatever the case whatever the details may be, it was very much a staged event, in that the arrest was very much made so that people were able to spread it out there. Where are those people now? How aren't they being mentioned here, there and everywhere? That kind of thing, unfortunately, makes people well known on social media. But people reacted to that instead of going with what their emotions really were driven by. They reacted to that. Again, that was able to be harnessed by this magician with these hidden agendas to send in rioters to a peaceful protest and create a lot of distress, a lot of heartache, a lot of loss financially, emotionally and physically. So it's important that you be this knight and stay focused on what your real emotions are, what your real drives are to go forward, where your real abundance and satisfaction lies, because otherwise during this time you will be hijacked, your emotions will be hijacked, and before you know it you'll be reacting to something that wasn't yours to react to in the first place. If you dug deep and knew yourself, know thyself, and you weren't driven by your emotions weren't in control of you, you were in control of them. So be that knight to find your true satisfaction and not be distracted by these hidden agendas that are going on, these spells that are being cast very much so at the moment, and have been for a very long time. Don't get hijacked by that. Go with what your heart says, and it is a time to be brave. now more than ever, regarding the heart and what drives the heart, what gives the heart peace and satisfaction and abundance, to go for it, to move for it, because you don't want to find, after this moon, you don't want to find yourself still in the same position of something that does not fulfill you emotionally, whatever that may be, whether that's job, whether that's relationship, whether that's friendships, whatever it may be for you, however it might resonate for you. You need to be really being brave right now, like this night, being brave enough to wear your heart on your sleeve, and being brave enough to go forward to fulfill your wishes, to fulfill your emotional wishes, to know that it's possible to do so. With the Nine of Cups, if you are able to do this, of course this can cause difficulties, this can cause upset if you are in a place where you're having to pull yourself away emotionally, or pull yourself back emotionally from something or someone. But the Nine of Cups promises you that victory over those difficulties, because you are following your truth. Your heart chakra is leading the way, but you are in control of your emotions. You have that self-control. And so it does speak of going forward with bravery also. At the end of the day, he is a knight, and he's a knight that is in control of his emotions. That is one strong knight. You know, it is that's a badass knight, because you know it's not very easy to be in control of our emotions at the best of times, especially now when there's such triggers going on that would seek to hook in like a fish hook to your emotions and pull you into something that wasn't made for you. The third card being the Four of Swords. So this speaks of rest and recuperation. It speaks of resting the mind, you know, taking time out to do that meditation, to have that rest. I've been having to take a piece of advice from this card over the last few weeks, but in particular over the last few days. I can very easily, personally, right from being a baby, I didn't sleep. Now, I didn't cry when I wasn't sleeping. I would just lie awake in my cot playing, you know, with energy, I suppose. And I saw that from a very young age, and that continued. I've always needed, or seemed to have needed, very little sleep compared to others. But I have to recognize that that can become a weakness, because I can go on and on and on at a pace that is fast, and all of a sudden my body says, you are human, you know, you do need to sleep. So right now I'm having to be strict and taking the advice of the friends I have around me that know me well enough, that can tell me off, that can tell me, you know, where to go, and tell me to go to bed. And this is part of that, to take the time to have that rest and recuperation that is to refuel yourself and rest your mind. And it takes a bit of practice to rest your mind at the best of times, when these triggers are going on the outside stage, and therefore they will be reflecting in a lot of people's lives in the inner stage of your life, in the inner circle, the people around you or you yourself. Minds are very busy right now, but there is a gift with what's going on right now, in that a lot of things have slowed down, and it is that it's the best time ever to practice emptying your mind, making your mind a peaceful place, so that you can really dig into this meditation and really ground yourself and see clearly, and therefore, going back to the Knight of Cups, having more strength in being in control of your emotions, and recognizing, especially for the empaths out there, what emotions are actually yours to follow, and what emotions it is that you're just picking up from in the people around you and in the collective stage. It's a very difficult and trying time for empaths, in particular Cancers, in Cancer season right now, that, you know, it's very hard at times to decipher what is really your emotion, what is really yours, or what is really just something that you're picking up on from somebody even just walking by you in the shopping centre, or at the park, or at the beach. So it is to be discerning. Having this clear mind, this rested mind, does help you with that, to be this discerning knight, this discerning empath of a knight, to recognize what is yours and what is not yours, and what is to just diffuse and let go while you ground yourself. Let it go go back into the earth to be transmuted into something else. It's not yours to keep. So to clarify that card, to jump in, we've got the Air Princess. So this speaks of the beauty of the childlike mind, into that you might have a very busy mind worrying about this and to-do lists about that and things you've got to get done here and achievements you want to do here, and a very busy mind in the all to-dos and the maybes and the what ifs. And this Air Princess is very childlike and she has dexterity of mind. She has a moldable and flexible thought pattern. She is teachable. So she might have a very busy mind, yes, but in her upright position, it's not a busy mind in a way that would be detrimental to you. If you can take on board the childlike energy, which I know I've kept saying also, but it's a very poignant message for a lot of people right now, of that if you take away all of the chatter, all of the excess of the collective stage, if you actually are strict with yourself and just figure out what thoughts are actually yours by turning off the TV for a few days, permanently if you can, but turning off social media for a few days, shutting yourself off even from phone calls, whatever it is, for 4 days, and see where your mind is at then. I can bet you will be at a place where your mind is full of dexterity, full of flow, and you'll see more clearly what are your thoughts, what are your wants, what is your imagination, what is your reality, rather than this sort of collective. We've got a lot of junk flying around us right now, especially through our thoughts. Our mental health is being attacked greatly, and so we do need to take time out and take the message of this Four of Swords and take it seriously, and recognize that we do need to empty our mind and know what is ours. This is a very teachable spirit. While you are in a state of meditation and you have reached a point where you've practiced enough that you can empty your mind, we open up our minds to our imagination, the possibilities. We see more clearly, but we also open up our minds to the more spiritual aspect of things, and that our thoughts can connect very, very much so when we have an open mind to ancestral knowledge, to spiritual knowledge that would help us through to inner standings, to downloads from those that we love that have passed, to be able to see a way through whatever we are trying to follow with our emotions, wherever this night is wanting to go. So it's a very important thing to do right now, in that, empty your mind. And if that means cutting yourself off from the world for a little while, which I had to do while I was poorly, and to be honest, it did me the world of good. The illusions, I could see through them even more clearly than I already do, and I was able to empty my mind even more. And so do whatever you need to do to get that mind in a place that is malleable, that is able to be changeable, yet not triggered by outside forces or people around you that want to have a hidden agenda for your role in their life, however that may be. On the bottom of the deck is the Fool, and that is speaking of being brave enough, again with this Knight, to start something new with this Magician, to manifest your real wants, your real desires. Use your magic, use your inner knowing how to do that. Open your mind up to be a more blank canvas, like this Air Princess, in that you are able to be movable, teachable, and very spiritual. You'll be able to experience spirituality in a way that you haven't for quite some time, in that you can receive messages that you have been owed for a long time but just haven't been able to get through that busy mind. With that, this Fool is so much more equipped for the journey ahead, to have faith in the journey and have joy in doing so, and not even being afraid of the dangers. This Fool card to me reminds me right now of what I was asking people to do in the first place, of figuring out how to know what is your reality and what is a reality created, what dangerous illusions have been created, especially with this virus and things going on right now. It's a case of, have we seen what we were told we would see? No. So why would you be afraid to go forward and make plans for the future? If not now, then when? When do you start your Fool's journey all over again? This is time to really fulfill your emotions. What have we got to lose? Fulfill your passions. What have we got to lose? Follow your heart. Again, what have you got to lose? So go forward today with confidence. And I wish you all much love and balance and wholeness, to be able to really follow where this night, the energy of this night wants to take you in your life, where you want to reach, what you want to achieve emotionally. Remember to stay emotionally balanced, and you'll be able to see clearly, you'll be able to see the path ahead clearly, and you won't even be afraid of the dangers that might be occurred by, people not liking you, moving out of your circle that you're within, whatever circle that may be. You have enough confidence to know that it matters not. As long as you're being kind to yourself, not harming others, then it is your path, your soul's journey, and it is your responsibility to follow your path and your soul's journey. So until tomorrow, much love, be balanced and be whole. Again, whatever resonates with you on this reading, take it. Whatever doesn't resonate with you in this reading, leave it. It's a general reading, but if you would like a personal reading with me that is directed absolutely to you and the queries that you might have or the guidance that you might need, get in touch. Any spiritual guidance, any energy work, get in touch with any of the details below. Much love. Mwah.